Okay, so we have these three really powerful philosophical limits: the moral regress, the finite knowledge, the probability trap. What do they actually mean for us right here, right now? This is the point where the firewall stops being an abstract idea and becomes a concrete, practical guide for policy and for law.
This quote from the source material is the perfect bridge. It says, these principles aren't just, good ideas or personal preferences. The source argues they are the necessary political and ethical consequences that flow directly from the logical limits we just talked about. The philosophy itself demands that we act in a certain way.
So if these limits are real, and the logic says they are, what are the rules that have to follow? Well, the infinite regress firewall gives us a really clear framework for AI governance. It's one that treats AI as the limited tool it actually is, not the all-powerful god that we're afraid it might become.
This comparison here, this is really the heart of the whole thing. The firewall proves that the left column, AI as a sovereign, is a logical impossibility. It just can't be. Therefore, the only rational path forward is the one on the right, treating AI as a powerful but ultimately subordinate and fallible instrument. A tool, not a king. Simple as that. So how do we make AI as an instrument a reality? The firewall demands three very practical rules. First, human responsibility is non-delegable. This comes straight from the moral infinite regress. Because the AI can't ever have its own ultimate moral justification, responsibility can never be passed off to it. The phrase, the model decided, has to become a fundamentally illegitimate excuse. Second, we have to mandate corrigibility. This is a direct result of the epistemic finitude barrier. Because the AI has incomplete knowledge, it must always be interruptible by a human who can see the wider context it's missing. A system we can't turn off is a failure by design. And third, we enforce scope limitation. This follows from all three pillars. Since an AI can't really define good, and its certainty just evaporates with complexity, we can't give it these huge, vague goals like maximize human flourishing. We have to give it clear, bounded tasks with outcomes we can actually verify. And this logic means we have to draw some bright, uncrossable legal lines. Because an AI can't have ultimate justification, it has to be legally forbidden from making the final call in areas that have ultimate consequences. We're talking about things like the use of lethal force, sentencing a person to prison, or making any decision that strips someone of their fundamental human rights. It can be a tool that helps, for sure, but a human with real legal and moral accountability must always have the final say.
Right, and this accountability can't be some afterthought. It has to be designed in from the very beginning. Policy has to demand clear, auditable trails. So when something goes wrong, and it will, the trail can't just end at the algorithm did it. It has to lead directly back to the human beings and the institutions that were responsible for designing it, deploying it, and overseeing it. So when you put this all together, what does it mean for the whole big picture of AI risk? Well, the firewall fundamentally reframes the danger. It tells us to stop looking for robot villains at our future and maybe start looking in the mirror. Just let that one sink in for a moment. A catastrophe wouldn't be the result of a superintelligence outthinking us. It would be the result of a malfunctioning tool that we built running a flawed command that we gave it. It's a story of human failure, not some kind of transcendent machine logic. And here it is. This is the final, hard-hitting truth from the source material. The real danger isn't some new kind of machine evil. It's the oldest story in the book, plain old human failure. It's our pride, our negligence, and our dangerous urge to give away our own moral responsibility to the tools we create. Ultimately, the infinite regress firewall proves that the future isn't going to be decided by a machine's logic. It's going to be decided by our choices, our laws, and our willingness to actually accept responsibility. It puts the burden firmly back where it has always been, on us. So the only real question left is, are we ready to bear it?